Cori, what did you bring to the tree today?
I had a pizza from 2 nights ago that I stuffed in my pack.
Nice.
And I actually,
like
this gets
That's
better.
rugged.
So I take a bite of the pizza. I forgot to tell you this. That's when that dough came in.
Yeah.
I go to set it down on the tree stand, and it misses the seat.
Oh, no.
It falls all the way to the ground. So now I have her out in front of me, and I'm like, and she
And my
works off. I'm
pizza's on
like,
the
I'm
ground.
texting you. Then the buck comes in, and I'm like, I can't get down and get this. So I just stare at it for hours as I'm up in the tree. I'm like,
Was that all
I'm
you
so
had?
hungry.
You
That's all
had
I
to have gotten it.
That's all I
You
had.
had to have.
I did. I got down at like
Yeah,
2:30 and got.
Yeah,
I couldn't
I
wait
would.
any longer. Yeah. I'm like, they're in here right now. I don't want to mess anything up, but I'm so hungry.
So I climbed down with my gun.
I did too. I slung it, and I'm like, I'm not leaving the gun in the tree. I'm not doing it.
Welcome to the Just Hunt podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Just Hunt podcast. This is number 38. We are
39. This is 39, he said.
This guy's already derailing the podcast. It's live from RUT camp, I guess, best way to call it. And we're getting our butts whooped pretty good. Pretty smoked. It was a windy one today. It was cold. But we'll get out of the negativity for a bit, and we'll talk about Matt's success, because Matt is the hero, and he had himself a day. So, Matt, you killed a real good one. Awesome buck a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, it was Friday morning, like 9
So that was what
o'clock.
day? The
14th?
14th?
14th, yeah. What was the weather? It was like...
It was cold for sure.
It was pretty cold, yeah. It was like mid-30s and a little windy. But so there's a real big chunk of woods. It's like 5,000 or 6,000 acres that I've been poking around at, running some cameras in it and stuff. And none of the cameras that I have out have been super productive. So I don't really feel good about sitting in one spot all day if I don't have a good idea of what's going to be there. So game plan was just, I had looked on the map. There's a good chunk of cuts over the span of like half mile to a mile over this big knob. There's probably 10 or 12 few acre cuts in there. So there's a couple beaver ponds around too. There's a lot of good terrain, and looked like there was a lot of softwood too. So I went in there, took a hiking trail in, hopped on. There was a game plan was just to stay on the downwind side of those cuts and see what's there, if there's anything there for sign. As soon as I get up there was a good rub line, so I was kind of cutting the wind like off my back shoulder a little bit, so anticipating that maybe a buck would be cruising on the downwind side with the wind kind of in his face going up the edge. And then the wind was just doing weird stuff. It would like die down for 10 minutes, then it'd pick back up. It'd be 20 miles an hour. So
I love that.
Yeah, it was good.
It's
So
one of my
That
favorite
didn't happen
things.
to me at all today.
it would, no, you were just getting blown around in the tree. But I had gone in. I was probably like a half mile in, and then get down in this little low spot, was poking along, and had gotten really quiet. So I was just like one step in every 30 seconds and just looking around. Right on the edge of some thick stuff of what I thought could be bedding. Ended up bumping 2 deer up. I just saw their tails as they went. They were like within 30 yards of me, but it was so thick I really could just see a flash of white, and that was it.
Were you still on the edge of the cut?
Yeah, so there was a skidder road that like ran the outside of it.
Yeah.
And there was kind of a pinch between a beaver pond down low and then where the bedding was, and the skidder road went right through that. And it straightened out a little bit, so I could actually see like 100 yards down the road, but then it was just a thick wall of like hemlock and junky stuff underneath. So I wanted to kind of go the direction that the deer had gone, so I was like, I'm just going to let them chill out for 20, 30 minutes and before I start working my way up. So I just found a good tree. I was like 5 yards on the inside of the skidder road, so I had an opening I could like see down probably 80 yards if they decided to pop out. And then in front of me was really, couldn't see more than 20 yards, but then that bedding was over to my right. And I had just come down off this bench, and it was big open oaks. And right on like the line of where it met with the softwood, there was a little finger going down, but it was too thick for like me to walk through quietly, so I kind of skirted the edge of that. But I saw there were a couple nice trails going down into it towards where I had bumped these deer. About 20 minutes goes by. I'm just like, pull up a map on my phone. I'm kind of figuring out where I'm going to go next. Put my phone back in my pocket. I was like, I'll give him 5 more minutes before I start back up that direction. It wasn't like 30 seconds after I did that, I hear a stick pop, and I looked to my right, and the sun was like beaming through the trees, and I just see a beam, and it took me a second. I'm like, I just see a big fork. I'm like, 4-pointer? But it looked way too big to be a 4-pointer, so it really screwed with my head for a second. And he was just walking, bobbing his head. He stepped into an opening. I was like, okay, now I could just see the mast on his left side. I was like, he's good enough, and picked a lane. He was just cruising with his head down, but he came from kind of like behind me, like right where if I had walked down that finger, that's right where he walked through. So, and I just was on the downwind side of that, thankfully. But picked an opening, tried to stop him in that. Naturally, he took an extra like half a step, so tree was right in front of his shoulder and his vitals, so had a good neck shot at 40 yards, and
that's my New England guy.
He went about
right in the neck,
3 feet straight down, and that was good.
How far was he? 40?
40 yards, yeah.
He never saw you?
No idea I was there. So ran up to him, was going to shoot him again, but he was done. I looked down, I was actually standing in a scrape at like 15 yards away from him, like, oh, okay, we'll do some more investigating. But so I'm just enjoying it, calling some people, calling family and whatnot.
I didn't get a phone call.
No, sorry, you were.
Yeah, all
He's beat.
Actually, that's not true. You got a picture almost immediately.
I got a picture, but like I didn't get a phone call. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'm not bitter.
Okay, all right.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, beauty.
We're good. Keep going.
But anyway, so I checked that. I went back to that scrape. There was like an old stick across it that was covered in blood. I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming a doe that was hot had gone and hung out in the scrape a little bit. And I was like, I bet probably one of those 2 deer that were hanging out that I had bumped up was probably one of them. It was like 15 minutes probably. I had just been hanging out over there. I hadn't got him yet. I was just hanging out, enjoying it, and I just hear some rustling behind me. I turn around, and that doe is just like poking along back up the hill, eating acorns. Huh. She ended up working into like 15 yards. But so the wind was super swirly down there in that low spot, and she saw, I mean, I'm standing out in the middle, out in the open, like not next to a tree or anything. So she's like looking at me, she sees me, but she can smell the buck that I'm standing over. So she's like trying to figure it out, but then she just kept coming in, kept getting closer. She went over to where that scrape was, kind of like licked the branch a little bit. Yeah. And then eventually, like 20 minutes I watched her. I just stood there and took videos of her, and I was like, this is cool. But yeah, eventually she just slowly worked her way back down towards that beaver pond. But
so we're going there tomorrow.
There's definitely enough sign in there. There's a lot of woods too, but he weighed 184. I was told he's probably 3. I don't know about that, but
he's not.
By somebody who eats hot dogs a long way.
But yeah, he's
not 3. I promise you that.
He's a big
he's
6.
Definitely 5 or older. He's a
big 6 with some
awesome
good mass.
Thick.
Yeah, so that was the like the double take at the beginning. I'm like, I only see a fork, but there's really good mass there. So, but yeah, by far the oldest deer I've killed around here. So
yeah,
that was cool.
Freaking sweet deer.
And you're sending those teeth out to confirm
that he's 3.
That he's 3, just to make sure that he's really 3.
Yeah, it's cool to like do just like go to an area that you've looked at on the map, and then you get there and it confirms, like the sign is there and it confirms kind of what you were thinking of. So
almost like we pulled off last year.
Yeah.
Had I not missed.
Well, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Honestly, similar situation though, kind of like came from behind us almost exactly the way we had walked, and then
right.
Yeah, just snuck right in behind us, and thankfully.
What time did you shoot him?
It was like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got in the woods. I like left the truck pretty much right at legal.
Yeah.
And then had a little bit of a walk in. But yeah, it was a really, really nice morning, and then it's nice to shoot him early in the day. Yeah, I had to bring him. I was like right in the bottom by that beaver pond, so I had to. And the ruts on that skidder road were like waist deep. So I pulled him probably 100 yards Well, so I ended up hanging the camera on that scrape because there were carved out trails
Yeah.
going up that. There were 2 of them like 10 yards apart going down that finger. It's too thick. It's not a place you could hunt on the ground in there if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be a spot you could hang a stand. You'd have to be above it or below it. There was a nice like open bench above it that had a bunch of oaks and stuff. I had actually sat there for a little bit and contemplated before I started making my way. I was like, this would be a good spot to sit, but it was just so open. I was like, I want to get something a little bit thicker. Anyway, so I hung a camera in there. I didn't want to gut him right there. So I pulled him like 150 yards with the gut still in, just to get him
That sounds
off on the
miserable.
downside. But even once I got the guts out of him, I looked up the hill.
How long did it take you?
Well, I went home and got my jet sled
Oh, that's good.
and came back. So I think I pulled for an hour and a half,
That's
probably.
not too
I had to
bad.
go like a little over half mile, but
That's not
half
too
of it
bad.
was uphill.
You didn't want to.
I had to move a couple trees out of the way that had fallen over the skidder road. I'm like, I'm not going around it. So
You didn't want to piece them out.
no, it wasn't far enough to do that.
I would have just done that.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
that
you
we can.
now.
Now that we
That's
can.
nice.
It was
You
at,
weren't able to in years past.
No.
because you had to register them whole.
well, first 3 days of rifle,
You still
which that
can.
was, you can do that. You just have to bring in evidence of sex. Well,
Correct.
obviously,
Head and
animals.
hide.
Yeah. Okay.
Head and hide.
You're supposed to
evidence
bring
of sex.
The first 3 days of rifle, you have to bring it to a check station.
Yep.
You cannot register it online.
And it's the first 2 days of
I
muzzleloader.
wish
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yep.
I mean,
I think
it didn't
it's
matter
2
'cause I-
or 3,
I'm glad
but
I
either
didn't,
way.
because
but
I didn't know that.
Future reference.
Someone would hopefully would have reminded me, because
I looked
I would
that
have been
up
like trying to quarter a buck out and like, oh crap.
because
Would've been a
all
pinch.
the any of the access to the swamp, trees have fallen at this point
Oh really?
that are chainsaw worthy. Yeah. So I was like, we're packing this thing out of here.
Mm.
Can we? Because I knew we had to check them in at the check station, and
Gotcha.
I'd game planned it.
Mm-hmm.
How this was all going to go down.
Gotcha.
I wasn't worried about it, but we were
I
going to figure it out on the
I
way.
did a poor job of opening the. I'm pretty tired. Opening the podcast. Ross is here. If you guys haven't noticed, and if you guys don't know, this is Cori Winch. He's I guess an Adirondack guy is what we'll call it.
Big
Adirondack.
something.
Big
I just
Adirondack
kinda- I
guy.
just
He's a
found
big
her.
woods guy.
Yeah, big Adirondack
Oh yeah,
guy.
big woods guy.
Corey's brother Bailey interned for us 2-3 years ago. I
Yep.
don't know how many
Yeah,
years.
2 years ago.
23, I believe.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
And
filmed
you-
me
Yeah.
kill that
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
awesome
that's
hate
right.
pointer
Yeah.
that
Swamp
turned out to
donkey.
be the
Yeah.
smallest mature deer
dwarf.
we've ever
The dwarf
seen.
deer, yeah.
So you're here because you already filled your Adirondack tag with the gun, right?
Yes.
Early.
Yep.
How'd that hunt go? I guess I didn't hear that story either. So we're doing some buck stories from the people that have killed.
Yeah. It was early. It was November 2nd. I hadn't been out in the woods too much. I have 2 little kids at home these days, and as you guys know, it gets busy
Oh,
with
yeah.
the kids. So.
How little?
9 months and 3 years old. So
Jesus.
we're in the thick of it right now.
God love you.
Yeah. So I did a little bow hunting around home, and I'd been up north a couple of times, but nothing too serious. So I went up into a spot where we haven't had nuts in there in quite a few
Yep.
years. Typically, when there's nuts in there, it's the time to move in. So it's about 2 miles from the truck where I wanted to set off on this one mountain. I got in there a little later than I had hoped. It was just after gray light. I got to the top of the mountain. Got set up. I was going to sit for a little bit, watch this oak bench, and I was only there for 5 minutes. I had a doe come working through, and I got looking around, and there was rubs everywhere. A lot of some old, but a lot of new rubs. So I'm like, okay, good sign. But I wanted to get down off this top that I was on because there was a big bench system that ran out to a secondary point. I wanted to check that out because there was a big drainage that cut up through there, and I just knew in years past, because I had tracked a buck in there, all the buck sign had led to that one secondary point. So I started easing my way down. It took me about an hour or so, and I got to that point, and there's a little sprucey knob that I started still hunting through. I grunted a couple times, and I get to the other side of the knob. This was like over a 5-minute span, and I catch a deer working to me. I could see its feet in the oaks out in front of me.
When you still hunt, how far do you move? in like what sort of time?
I'm like a step every 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what I'm looking at too. Like there was enough sign up here to where I felt I had to go plenty slow this morning. It was a minute of standing around, maybe even 2 minutes in some spots, depending how I could see too. When I got into this thicker stuff, I was going super slow because not only was I finding a lot of feeding sign, but there was other fresh rubs on this knob as well. So anyways, I catch this deer feeding out in front of me, works right into me. It's a little spike horn. I'm like, okay, I'm still in the deer, but I'm not on the X. I don't think I'm where I want to be for the day, because my plan was this morning. It was a high pressure day, super cold, especially for early November. I wanted to find a spot where maybe I don't sit that day, but in the weeks to come, I was planning on going back and sitting in there. So I kept going down this mountain, found a lot of good sign, but I decided to jump over to a ridge that was on the back side of this lake. I'd never been to it before, but I could see on the maps it was very similar to what I was on, and also looked to have some oaks in there, but I'd never been in there. I get over there, and it's nothing.
This is the same piece of woods?
Same piece of woods.
So you just kept going?
I just kept going.
Yeah,
Yep, just kept going. It's nothing like I'd hoped. It's a sea of beach over there.
I love that.
Oh, it was disgusting. I mean, choked out. All the beach leaves are still on the trees. You can't see.
Yeah.
It's loud, crunchy. It's starting to warm up a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to jet through this piece. Good terrain in there, just not the woods I was looking for. And the way this ridge set up was there's 5 or 6 big drainages that run up, and they all kind of converge along this 300-yard section of this top. I'm like, well, I'm going to get to the top of that. Hopefully I find some scrapes, and I might even put a camera in there. So as I'm working up this ridge towards where all these drainages converge, I get like 200 yards from the top, and I bump a deer. And it caught me by surprise because I wasn't running through the woods, but I was moving at a pretty good clip. When I jumped the deer, though, I noticed it bounded 2 or 3 times and it stopped. I waited and I'm like, this deer didn't know. It has no idea what I am. So this went on for probably 2 minutes or so, and there was a finger ridge between where this deer had bounded to and where I was standing. I said, well, I'm going to work up this side of the finger ridge that I'm on, and I'm just going to grunt and make it sound like I'm another deer. So as I'm going, I'm still moving at a pretty good clip. He knows I'm there. I know he's there. I'm not trying to be super quiet at this point. I'd go, 20, 30 yards, grunt. I'd stop and listen. I did that for the length of time it took me to get to the top. It was like, 5 or 10 minutes. And as I got to the top, I noticed there was a patch of hemlock and spruce up there. I'm like, well, that's my destination. I'm going to get there and just see what it looks like. Maybe I can beat this deer to the top, because I was thinking where I jumped him, well, if he doesn't know what I am, he might try to circle and get up above me here.
Yeah.
So as I get to that spot, it just so happens that I can now see down the drainage where this deer had ran to. And as I'm getting set up and I'm standing against a tree and I'm looking, I hear another. I'm not sure if it's another deer or if it was the same one. I hear him bound again. So I'm like, well, if it is the same deer, still has no idea what I am, I'm just going to make a ruckus up here, see if I can get him to I'm just going to
nice.
I'm going to see if I can get him to show himself. It's November 2nd.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of sign to show me that they're doing their thing. Why not? So there's a big rock. I get set up around the rock, and I rattle. And I start raking leaves and breaking sticks, making all sorts of commotion. It was quite the show.
Were you doing the Zach Farrenbaugh barrel rolls?
Yeah, honestly. Well, years ago, Zach had talked about, coming over to the Adirondacks.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Remember, he was all about coming over and rattling. I think you can do it. I'm like, why not? I'll give it a shot. I've never done it.
Yeah.
So this
you
goes
paint an audio picture.
Yes, if you were within the vicinity, you definitely would have heard it. I'm pretty sure my buddy Brad heard it a few mountains over. So this goes on for a minute or so, and I set the little rattle pack down. I grab my gun. I get set up on this rock, and I'm looking down the drainage now where I last heard him. And not even 2 minutes later, I catch movement to my right, and the finger that I had come up where it turns into that sprucey stuff, it's still pretty thick. There's some beech whips mixed in there. But he's coming right up the finger, almost on my boot tracks. Can't tell what it is. I get the gun up. I'm swinging through the brush. Still can't see what he is until he comes into one open, and I just catch a glimpse of his left side, and I see 4 up on that side. I'm like, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Still not totally sure how big he is, but He's coming. He does get on my boot tracks. Starts to get a little weird. He gets to like 50 yards or so, and now I can see him. He's almost full frontal, maybe slightly quarter two, and he's doing the head bob. So I slowly bring my gun up, and when I do, I wait for him to pick his head up. I touch one off. I knew I hit him, but I wasn't quite sure where I hit him. He takes off. He peels off to my right. I rack another one, but just as soon as I do, he bails off the backside of this. It's not a ledge, but it's a pretty steep drop off on the backside of the finger. And as he's going down through the woods, I just hear crashing and banging and all sorts of commotion. So I'm like, okay, I mean, that's a good sign. And then it goes silent. All right, maybe he's piled up. So I give it a minute, collect myself. I'm pretty worked up at that point. I'm like, I can't believe that just worked, honestly. Above all else.
It happened.
Still out of breath from the rattling sequence.
Seriously, yeah. It was quite a workout. So I go over to where I thought I'd shot him. I look around for a second, and there's blood everywhere. I mean, it was an unmistakable blood trail. So I start going on him. I go 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards. I'm still not finding him. He's still going. I go 100 yards, same thing. I get to like 200 yards, and he is bailing off the backside of this ridge. And now I'm getting worried. I'm like, oh, this is not what I had hoped for. So as he's going off the backside of this ridge.
Still bleeding good, though?
A ton of blood.
Yeah.
A ton of blood. I mean, to the point where he had rubbed up against, a couple saplings, and it's, 4 foot off the ground, just painted.
Yeah.
But he bails off the backside of this ridge, and there's a big beaver fly in the bottom. So as I'm coming up to the beaver fly, I'm like, well, he's clearly going towards that, and I have a pretty good chance of catching him out here because I can see 200 yards across this thing. So I just ease to the edge of it and watching it the whole time. I can see the blood trail out ahead of me. I stand there for a few minutes and nothing. I'm like, well, I got to go down, and I got to see what he did. So I get to the edge of this. Doesn't he go right out into the middle of it? And there's a little brushy section with like willow and stuff out in the middle of it. So I get out to the middle of it, and he had actually bedded down in there in that little brushy patch, and he's not there. I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? How is this deer still going with the amount of blood loss he has? Now I'm really panicking. So, and mind you, where he bedded, there's running water on each side of him. He gets up out of that bed, and I can't find blood on either side of it, no, on one side of the water or the other. So I start bird dogging and doing some circles. I'm like, I just got to pick the blood back. This deer is going to die. Whether I have to finish him off again or he bleeds out, he's going to die, but I got to find him. So this goes on for 5 or 10 minutes. And now I'm like, all right, cool down, regroup, get my jacket off. I'm standing in his bed. I get my jacket off, and I go to pick my gun back up, and I look down to the other end of the fly, and there's a buck standing there staring at me, and I'm like,
how far?
150 yards. I'm like, well, this is the Adirondacks. There's not a second buck down here. This has got to be him. But I need confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, I need something. Seemingly, he looks fine, though, at first. He's standing there perfectly broadside. So I bring the gun up, and as soon as I do, he goes to take a step, and I see his back leg is not well.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm like, oh, shit. So I take the safety off, and as soon as I go to pull the trigger, click. I had never fully ejected the previous.
I've never experienced a click before. So what did that feel like?
Well, if I was panicking before, I was definitely panicking now. So I rack another one. I'm like, oh, it's amateur hour over here. So he takes off.
Don't say that.
We
just get excited.
We do. Oh, I definitely. So where he takes off, he goes out of the back of this beaver fly, and thankfully the whole opposite ridge that he was headed towards, it's all open hardwoods, and I could see 200, 250 yards up this thing. So I'm waiting for him to come out the other side of the drainage, and he never does. I'm like, he's down there. He just never made it out of it. So I'm going to have to go up and either, finish him off or find where he went down the drainage. But either way, this is going to work. So I get over to where I last saw him, see the blood. I'm standing there for a minute. I take a couple steps, and I catch him on that hillside. He never made it out of that bottom. He just laid right on the bottom of the hillside. And as soon as I took a couple steps, he heard me or saw me. He went to get up, and I just swung, put one in him. I drilled him that time, rolled him, put him right back down in his
How far
bed.
is that?
About 85 yards.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a pretty good poke.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good poke. Yeah. So, nice buck, respectable buck. He was a ways in there, though, when I shot him. He was, as the crow flies, about 3.5 miles
Oh,
from the
my
truck.
God.
Nice.
Yeah. He did
That's
not
as
weigh.
close as
He
you
did
can
not
go?
weigh much. He only weighed out about. He was 131 pounds, so he was light.
Okay.
But it was a bear of a drag to get him out of there.
Yeah.
No kidding.
It was brutal.
3 miles.
I'm
3.5.
surprised you didn't
Not
quarter
Solo.
that thing.
Not flat.
So
probably.
that day I had my. Well, I shouldn't say that. Before I had gone up, I had my frame pack. I had all the stuff ready to quarter a deer out in the case that we ran into something like this because my buddy Brad was, a mile and a half, 2 miles away hunting on another mountain system. He actually heard me shoot, thankfully, and we had our in reaches too. But when he heard me shoot, he messaged me. He's like, "All right, I'm coming over to you." For some reason that morning, I'm like, I don't need this in here. I don't want to carry this crap with me. Took it out of the truck, so I didn't have it. And as I was dragging him out,
Oh, so you didn't have it at all.
I didn't have it at all.
Even at the truck.
no, because I was gonna have Brad grab it, and I didn't even have it at all. I ran into a couple dilemmas. Like at one point, I could either go uphill with him, and it was a little bit easier drag in the sense that I wasn't gonna have to go through the thick shit down in the bottom.
Yeah.
But there was a waterway, and I'm like, well, if I can get him to the edge of the water, I can even float him in a few spots. I'll make this work. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Ran into
terrible idea.
4 beaver huts on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it was up and over one, and then I'd get to a little bit better area. I'd go up and over the next. Oh, it was brutal, but it worked out.
What time did you get him out by?
What time did
So
you
I
kill him?
shot him
Yeah.
about 10:30. I think we had him in
Okay.
the truck about 4:30. Yeah. So I mean,
That's
if it
better
wasn't
than I
for
thought.
if it wasn't for Brad, I would have had to have gone back the next day, no doubt.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
no
you'd
doubt.
still be out there.
I'd still be out there. Yeah. So
He'd be walking back with his frame pack.
yeah.
Is the
We-
generator
we
running
would've-
out of gas or what?
It kind of does that.
It
Okay.
just does that thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Ross, you've been seeing moose.
Yeah. Just moose.
How many moose?
Shoot. I don't know. What we saw 5 today, and
5 today.
yeah.
Okay. They all doing that same thing that the bull
no.
had done last year.
No.
Just
Everywhere.
Yeah.
They're just moose. They're just big dumb horses that live in the woods with antlers sometimes when they're boys. And then we saw 5 yesterday as well.
You saw one buck though.
We
Couple
saw
days ago.
I saw 1 buck on Saturday. Yeah. And 2-year-old, maybe 3, but probably 2. Yeah.
Starting to get
Just a
pretty
lot of
slow.
moose. It's,
Yeah.
You've seen more deer than both of us, I feel like.
yeah.
How many have you seen now? 3 and 2 sets?
Yeah, 3 and 2
Pretty
sets.
good.
Yeah, I hate you.
Doing all right.
Welcome to New Hampshire. The new guys from New Hampshire, like John Lewis, trips, falls, his gun goes off, and shoots a 150. This guy shows up, and he's seeing more deer than we are. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I love this.
Yep.
Maybe you should hunt different spots, Ross.
Yeah, no.
That was good.
That was good. And I thought about that today, but I left the gun in the tree specifically.
So you wouldn't do that.
So you didn't deviate.
So I'm not going to
Yeah.
ping pong because you just got to sit there and it's going to happen.
And to,
very
I guess,
Refuse to deviate.
yeah, that's right. And to I guess illustrate that fact, we got a buck today on a scrape in daylight, a big buck that we've had, we know for 4 years at least, and he's literally never been on that scrape ever. And he showed
Yeah.
up in daylight on it today, and it's not even like it's out of his course. So it just because you aren't seeing anything for 4 days doesn't mean that the 5th day this giant's not going to walk out. Like that's just
Right.
this time of year. If you're in a good spot, like that's all. That's all. You need to be in a good spot with some historical data or proven spot. You got to sit there.
It's not
And
fun.
it's brutal. Like it is the mind games. You just have to like I say every day I have like a cycle of like, oh, I'm never gonna see anything. What am I doing wasting my time? I'm gonna quit hunting. I'm gonna go home and get some soup. No, I'm good. I gotta stay. Like no, and then I build the
Nah.
case why I should stay there a little bit longer, and then all of a sudden next thing you know I'm like, oh. Well, I guess I only got like 3 more hours till dark, so I can sit
Yeah.
the rest. And then it's over. And I'm like, okay,
See,
I made it through another one.
I don't go in circles. I just build the case the whole time. And then I hit 2 o'clock, and I'm like, well, 3 o'clock's an hour away. And then it's only 2 hours past 3 o'clock. And, like, at 2 o'clock, I have second lunch, or the second half of my lunch, because I eat the first half at 11. That's my threshold. I don't eat from the moment I wake up until 11. It's like a little reward. Like, hey, you did a great job. Good for you, buddy. Today, you get to eat. And then that gives you a little bit of motivation. 2 o'clock, you get that second lunch. You're like, yeah. Pepperoni and goldfish.
I was just about to ask. You're still on the same program?
I refuse to deviate. And then it's like, well, I got an hour, and then it's only 2 hours, and I've been in the stand for like 7+. So we're just going to send it. And then you wind up all windburned.
I did consider getting out today.
I know.
For like, how long were we? It was probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
My back was freaking killing me from standing in the same position for like 80 hours.
Yep.
And
it's not 80 hours continuous. Don't let him fool you guys. It's been 80 hours total over how long?
What's today? 17th?
17th, Monday.
Probably like 14 days.
Yeah, so you break that out. That's beyond reasonable.
Not a heavy lift.
It's not a big lift by any stretch.
Do you ever sit?
Yeah, but I don't like to.
See, the worst part is where I'm hunting in the swamp, I have to sit.
Oh, because that branch?
Yeah, because that branch, and if you move, that tree is like that maple makes way too much movement.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hunted that stand 2 years ago with Bailey, well, Bailey came in. I was hunting it with Jake prior. Like, we blew 3 deer out of there.
Really?
Just by, like, a simple shift. And it's the only tree that moves. And they pick you off as quick as you can blink.
Is it a smaller tree?
No.
No, I know. It's weird.
It's just a weak root system. I don't know, brother.
It is a pretty substantial split maple.
I mean, it's a multi-stem maple that, like, where we're sitting is probably 18 inches.
Yeah.
Like where the stand is sat. Yeah. It just wiggles like a son of a gun. Wiggles like I do, trying to sit still, you know?
We used to have that stand in a hemlock close to it, but you couldn't see as much. And that maple is what, like 4 or 5 yards out in that swamp?
It's not out in it. It's on the edge.
But it's out at. Yeah,
it's probably 4 yards out.
Right, but it's enough that you can actually see
like
away
the
from
hemlocks and the spruce.
But it's enough that you can see way more.
Yeah.
Like
It had to be there.
Yeah.
It's the tree for the stand.
Yeah.
I just wish that next year I'll probably cable it to some of the other trees.
Oh, here we go.
Just to support it. Get some lugs back to it. No, I'm not going to do anything like that. I actually had to trim a hemlock out of it yesterday because I didn't do the maintenance I probably should have this summer.
Do that, you can zip line into
it.
it.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Now we're talking Ross's style.
No ground sound for you.
I'd love that, and that way, because we used to canoe into it. But this time of the year, there's too much like surface ice, and you never know if you can make it in there or make it in there quiet.
Like an icebreaker.
How much water is in there right now?
A ton.
Really?
The beavers have been doing work.
Okay.
And so have the otters, because we found two snapping turtle shells, and a third that was just like dismantled.
Cool.
They've been doing some work in there.
Yeah.
We saw a muskrat today too. That was the highlight before the moose.
Pretty game rich down there.
It is. It is.
I wish I had seen something like that today.
It was pretty
I've seen
interesting.
the same porcupine. In the mornings, he comes back down the mountain off this oak knob, and I got him pegged, dude. Passed him 3 times.
Well, it's like the one I was telling you about. He was staging for that scrape tonight.
Dude, at first, it gets light, and I think he acts like he's just like, oh no, it's light. Like he's like, oh no, like I'm gonna melt or like burn up from the sunlight. And he comes like rushing down like the same trail, like trying to get down. And every time he like pauses like right under us. There's like this a little mock scrape I made. He like pauses in there. This morning he like ran into the base of our tree and was like smelling my like bow rope. And then he just like took off and just it just takes off. I'm like, geez. Literally 3 times I've watched him do it at first light.
It's a high-strung porcupine.
Oh, he's on a pattern, man.
Yeah. Jeez.
He's super predictable.
I think tomorrow he gets a smoke.
I should bring a
That's what you're for,
porcupine.
You get the suppressor round. Oh, no, you're using a bow.
Bow hunting.
Extra quiet.
And I already lost an arrow the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Going in.
Let's talk about this story.
I don't know.
So walk us through this. How does one lose an arrow that doesn't just fall out of his quiver?
One does a practice draw and then, I don't know, hits his release on something and it just takes off into the woods.
It's still going.
It's like,
So do you think that's probably 1 or 2, 3 towns over? Like how far exactly?
I know it hit a maple.
Based off the ricochet.
It hit a maple in front of me. And so I saw the lighted knock. And by the way, when you're through your peep and you shoot, you don't really like realize how fast. When you're like drawn like this and that arrow goes, it looks a lot faster from that advantage. It looked like it was like zoom, and I was like, holy! And it just hit this maple, and then I couldn't see the knock, and I just know it went to the left and it was gone. And it just vanished.
Never to be seen again.
So
my
so make
fletchings
sure
are,
that your clearance on your
that's
clothing
what it is.
is good before you do a practice draw.
Yeah.
Who went further, yours or Cody's?
Oh, Cody's. Cody's went. Well, I don't know, actually. I can't say for sure. I'd have to go up there at night and try to find my knock. But I'm not. There was that.
You're never finding
that
your
giant
arrow.
buck was 100 yards from there this morning, so I ain't going up there to look for an arrow.
Yeah, and you didn't know that, obviously, until tonight when you got back.
No. No, Cody's went pretty far, though. It was like confirmed. How far did I say it was?
90-something.
Yeah,
93
like 90 yards from release point. Oh. But I probably won't find that one because it's a black arrow and I have green and black fletching on it. So
it's brilliant.
What color's the knock?
Red. Yeah, it's not a good color. I actually thought I found it. There was a little red berry that I saw from like 15 years. I'm like, that's a nut. I'm like, no, it's a berry.
Oh, you know what we're excited for tomorrow morning? Eli's going to try wild cranberries on the way in.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that spot.
They're good, right?
Delicious.
Yeah. You just got to...
No,
you just got to find the ones that don't have moose shit on them, and then you're fine.
And if you do find the one with a mushroom and a moose shit, you have a great day in the stand. You see elephants and giraffes and moose, woolly mammoths.
We're going to have a day, brother.
So what is your what do you think about these woods compared to like the Adirondacks and where you typically hunt? What's the differences, similarities?
Unbelievable habitat. You guys have great habitat here. As far as it seems like the perfect mixture of cuts and oaks and softwood. It just seems like everything's so balanced in comparison to what I'm used to. Like at home, we have some properties, particularly like I'll use our camp for example. It's a leased property and there's cutting on it, but our regrowth is nothing like what your guys' is here. We get a sea of beech as regrowth with fern.
There are some areas like that too.
We see a lot of that.
Yeah. I guess so. The area I'm in right now, totally different. Even the amount of oak in comparison to places that I know have oak that I've hunted, it's unbelievable how much you guys have.
Yeah.
We don't have nearly as much. Even around, like in the southern zone where I grew up and where I still live, we have oak, but it's not as prolific.
Yeah.
Great habitat. The terrain, pretty similar.
Yeah.
Pretty similar terrain. A lot of boulders. I can't believe how many boulders are in the woods here.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some places like that, but it's more just cliffs where we hunt than anything. Beautiful woods, though. Absolutely beautiful. The pockets of softwoods that are mixed in are just spread out so beautifully here, and it seems like the deer are really.
The area you're in too is like, it's pretty ideal for like.
There's
it's got
edges.
Like everything.
The top tier.
Yeah. There's a lot
really
of edges.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really
a
good.
lot of food.
Yeah. A lot of topography. It's a really good pocket that you're in.
It stands out just looking at it on the map in comparison to everything else.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's a good spot.
It's nice.
Sure. Yeah.
How far is that from where John and I tracked last year?
Not very far.
Yeah, because I know we started to work our way down towards that water, and then it kind of took us the other way. But
yeah, I think a lot of places have. I think we have a lot of micro edges and micro habitat and micro topography here.
It's not as drastic.
Yeah, like you get into some areas, it's like And then there is some stuff like that here, but we don't seem like we have like 50 acres of like open hardwoods with like nothing. It's like 5 acres of hardwoods, and then it goes into a cut, and then it's like a drainage, and then
it's a patchwork. It's beautiful.
I think that's.
Whereas like when we were in the Adirondacks, it was like the topography was like huge.
Right.
Like it was huge drainages going up a mountain, and then like huge swaths of like birch and beech, and then it would be like, okay, there's a spruce up top. Whereas like here, it's a lot more mixed in like, it's like a patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the swamps here in person other than, driving up and down the roads and stuff.
Yeah.
But even the swamps are different than the ones at home. Our Vlies don't grow up with as much diversity. It doesn't seem like anyway.
What is a Vly? Because that's not a term.
So a Vly is a swamp, essentially. Okay. They call them beaver Vlies back home. But yeah, it's a swamp. It's a wetland that beavers have dammed up over time. And a lot of them end up actually drying out quite a bit. And they almost look like fields in certain places.
Like a meadow.
Yeah, like a meadow. Yep.
That's like what I'm hunting over.
Okay.
Would be like a meadow. Yeah.
That's a fly. You're hunting over.
I'm hunting
a New Hampshire fly.
Hunting a New Hampshire fly. You heard it here first.
Actually, I found one of those in the Adirondacks. It looks honestly exactly like where you're hunting. It's just bigger. But it's a great spot. I mean, I ran a camera. There's like bucks crossing that thing like crazy, like crazy. So yeah, that's a good. I think maybe in the Adirondacks that may be one of the biggest things to key in on if you don't have like all the cuts.
It's like the only edge in most in a lot of places. Not necessarily in the places that we're hunting. But yeah, when you get up, especially in the far north, that is the only edge in a lot of spots.
Yeah.
Here, I love using that because like we do have a ton of woods here, and it's not always easy to see old cuts and stuff. Just looking at it from above, but doing the leaf off feature and just like looking where the hardwood and the softwood come together.
Oh yeah.
And in a lot of spots, like to your point, talking about the good mixture, it's like you find spots where there's a bunch of little pockets, where there's like a few acres here, a few acres there, or just the nice, good defined edges.
It seems like when you get, and there's not like a lot of areas that are like this, but when you get these areas where the oaks go up high and the spruce kind of like bleed into each other, you get that air where they're like mixed in there.
50-50
that elevation,
woods.
that seems to be like really
that's where
good
it's spicy.
Area. It really seems to be something special.
Yeah, I don't go up that high, so I say spicy like I know what I'm talking about.
You've been up there a time or two.
Yeah. Matt and I spent...
Yeah, you'd have a little fit every day hiking in.
Yeah.
And then you'd get over it.
That one flying squirrel. God. Thing almost took my head off.
Who was with me? I've been seeing those things like crazy.
I have,
in the dark, I'm like, it's like sitting on a tree looking at me. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Dude, I have
They're
one
so strange looking. You never see them other than that.
I have one camera that gets triggered. The Ridge Road camera. By a flying squirrel.
Really?
Like every single night.
Dude, the first time that I saw one of those in the woods was behind my parents' house. I was only like 12 or 13, and I came back. They were convinced I was full of shit. I'm like, I know what I saw. Like it was that gray light. But I was like, there was a bunch of big white pines, and there was like a 10-foot gap in between of them. I see this thing go like that to the other tree. I'm like, I don't know what I just saw. And then I saw it like shuffling up. I'm like, oh my god, that's what I didn't even realize they lived in Vermont.
You remember the one that almost took my head off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like hit the ground, and Matt's like, what? What's the matter? We were only like a quarter of the way up to the stand last year through a boulder field and hemlocks, and I like hit the ground. This flying squirrel came like right by my face. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Dude, Jeremy got a cool picture of one too.
Did he?
It's a pretty clear picture. But it's coming right at the camera, and it's like it's all spread out.
Dang.
That's a cool picture.
Are they never out during the day?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
It's crazy. Like I don't know. I guess I just
What's the
really
season
remember.
on those?
Oh, good question.
Is there night hunting allowed?
You want to go night hunt?
All right, guys. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get my headlamp on. These cords, Matt. You're gonna kill me.
So anyway,
Stop
the
over.
dates that we're hunting now, I think that it's been pretty good the last few days. There's been good movement.
It's been phenomenal.
But people have been seeing
today's
deer.
the 17th.
Yeah, people have been seeing deer. There's been some decent pictures of bucks, and I feel like today for us, we had 2 different bucks that were after, like, nowhere close to home, I'll call it. Is the best way to describe it. And when you start to see that, it's like, all right, they're really covering distance. And I think it's at the point now where it almost doesn't matter if those pictures or that's, it's night or day. They're just going, and they lay down when they're tired. They eat if they have to, drink if they have to, but like they're just going to get up and keep going until they find that doe. So if they lose that doe at night, they'll move during night, at night to find it. If they lose it during the day, they're just going to. So it could anytime. Any place, any time right now is where, and it'll probably be like that till usually like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So, 17 today, I think we're going to be, the reality is though, you could be in the very best spot in the woods, but you just actually might not see that buck for the next 3 or 4 days. It just might not come by,
Right.
like that's just the reality of it. But he very well could. And if he's going to do it, it's going to be in the next, I'd say 5 days.
And there's the other point too is there's no sense in chasing the pictures.
No,
like
not even close.
I joke about like jumping stands and going to a different spot. I'm not going to. I left my rifle in that tree for a reason. It's because I'm going to sit there for the remainder of the week. It's either going to happen or it's not. But if I'm chasing the pictures and where stuff is happening, you're behind the 8 ball.
The only time that makes sense is if there's like a hot doe in a pocket, and I think you're kind of in that situation.
You're
now.
in that
Yeah,
situation.
You're in that situation now.
But you're there already.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now you just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Unless,
you're in the game.
And there's that's not something you can just go find. It's like you kind of have to happen upon it, right? Like to be in that situation. I mean, you can try to find it, but you could just also not find it. So if you don't have it, the other option is
historical data.
Right. And a good
and
cruising spot when they're going A to B and they're covering ground, get on their path and just bury in like a tick.
I was a tick today, brother.
Yeah.
On the front side of the windy side of that tree, and Henry's like, "Why are you shivering?" Because I'm not hiding behind a tree.
So
awesome guy.
That's the moral of it is it kind of sucks sometimes.
No, most of the time.
The all-day sitting is pretty paralyzing. I haven't done a ton of it, not since I was younger, and it's brutal.
You did it when you were younger?
When I was younger.
There was no chance that younger Ross could have sat all day.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to make it. If I made it till 9 a.m., I'd be like, all right, that was a good sit. I'm out of here.
Guys, we did it.
Literally. Actually, today is the first time. This is how I know that I'm acclimated to my new life on this tiny little grate that I stand on now. I said, man, it's got to be almost 10 o'clock. And it was 10:30. I was like, all right, I'm good now. I'm good now.
I did the same thing. I looked at my phone and I was like, man, I bet you it's got to be 11:30.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, 11:40. We're in it.
Yeah, when you look at your phone and it's later than you thought it was, then you're fine. You're good to go now. You're acclimated. You can
always underestimate it. Yeah.
It sucks when you're like, God, it's got to be 10 and it's 7:42. You're like, man, I just can't hang.
That's why you just got to bring enough snacks to keep you busy.
There's no snacks. Let's talk about this for a second. RUT snacks.
Eli's excited for tomorrow. I can see.
What do you bring into the tree with you, Matt, when you sit all day? Because this is a big thing for a lot of people is food, right?
Yeah.
It's part of being comfortable, part of being fed, and not worrying about getting out.
Does it keep you warmer too, or does it actually?
It makes you colder initially.
Because you got to take energy to digest the food. That makes sense.
Correct. And that's why I hate eating.
I don't even remember. I was bringing
he's doing all this. Just in general.
Just in general.
Constantly fasting.
He hates eating and sleeping.
Yeah.
Just two things that I hate the most: eating and sleeping. It's a waste of time. Both of them.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you bring to the stand all day sit? I already know the answer, but everybody has to hear it from you.
It's more like the calories that I'm trying to hit. Because if I don't eat 3,000 calories a day, even sitting still, I'm gonna lose weight.
Okay.
It's just
you can make that up on the back end, right?
Well, no, because we don't really eat here either.
Well,
how can you not eat breakfast and then come back at 6 o'clock at night and possibly cram that in?
It's called binging.
Bed?
Keep going.
What
do you bring with you? Yeah, I don't have to. I'm not made of glass
you eat a little snack. You eat a little snack bag of pepperoni and goldfish, and that somehow.
Hey, grab my bag. That's what I bring.
Yeah.
Show that thing.
There you go.
That's all you need.
That's a lot of calorie dense.
You got
stuff.
But Matt, hold on. Before
I
that,
bring the cheese
before
too.
that,
I think I was bringing like 3 sandwiches a day. I was bringing
what
like,
kind of sandwiches?
I was bringing like 2 turkey or ham, whatever I had, sandwiches. They were pretty stacked.
Yep.
And then,
Any
like,
sort of mayo, mustard?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of bread?
Oh yeah.
Some type of like multigrain bread.
Or are you worried about
you ever
the
have-
bread getting soggy with those dressings?
No, I don't.
Solid
Put I don't
calories.
put enough on there to
Okay.
to make it be soggy.
All right.
Just a little mustard, a little mayo, maybe.
Okay. Fine.
Depending on how I'm feeling that
Yep.
day. But have to have a PB&J,
Of course.
and then
In what order do you eat them?
I don't remember the turkey sandwiches I reserve for lunch usually.
Okay.
But
So
usually
2
like
turkey sandwiches for lunch?
yeah.
Holy cow.
Well, I think
I don't think my
I
body
think
could
last year,
handle
though-
that many calories.
But no, so last year what I was trying to do was like, it was like a reward every
Trying
like,
to aggravate me?
yeah. that was a byproduct. But no, it was like every hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like starting to get bored, and then I'm like, oh, snack time. All right.
Nice.
Gives me like 10 minutes to get my mind off not seeing anything and sitting
About
there for a while.
sucking,
Yeah.
at hunting.
Yep.
Like I do.
Yeah. Meat sticks are always a good.
And then what
Like a
else?
backpack
So you
snack.
got 3 sandwiches,
Yeah.
and then
I think I was bringing like Jocko protein shakes with me
Yep.
last year.
Oh my god!
I
think I was bringing shakes plural.
No, like 1 per day.
okay.
That
so
was like
1 shake, 3
was-
sandwiches, and then
I think some meat sticks too, maybe.
and then.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, there was an apple every day.
Oh yeah.
There was an apple
Yeah.
every day, and I will
Yeah.
never forget you eating that apple. Because it sounded like he was eating glass.
Frozen.
And I
apple.
have this thing where, like, listening to people chew, if I'm not eating, I want to stab them in the neck.
Especially when it's really quiet.
Yeah. Like, we're on this mountainside, it's silent, and not a thing is going on, and then all of a sudden, Matt is eating a mason jar.
Dude, actually, Chris
was
2 days ago was eating
excruciating.
something, and I'm like, "What are you eating? Rocks?" Yes, I said to him.
So anyway, here's Brett's food for
That's
tomorrow.
all you need, dude.
Yeah.
You got some cashews, you got some hunks, cubes, and just a tiny little piece of cheddar cheese. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
I usually break in. So this is. I'll tell you what I do first. First, it's the hunks because I like those the best.
Do you? What
Yeah.
are those hunks? And do you make them?
No, I buy them.
What are they?
They're called heavenly hunks.
Okay.
They're like I don't know.
Like some
Like
type
a little
of
cookie
oatmeal
granola,
ball type
oatmeal,
thing.
yeah.
Doesn't sound like somebody who'd endorse what
Yeah.
we're doing, but moving on.
Huh? What did I miss?
Like the type of company that would make those wouldn't necessarily endorse hunting.
I don't know. They're hunks.
Looks like a lot of granola.
All right. So you eat those 4 first. They're usually frozen solid, so it like you almost break your teeth on them.
Nice.
So that's not.
So
not
you
the
haven't
best.
thought about using hand warmers to be like, hey,
No.
I'm gonna put 'em-
That's advanced. I need my hand warmers, hands on the heat. all
yeah,
the
I
time.
put the hands on the heat too, but
Hands
like
on
I'll
the
put
heat.
the bag.
So then I usually go a cashew at a time, and what it does is
Oh
it
my
draws
God.
lunch out for like an hour.
Yeah.
And at
Do
the
you
end,
when you eat those cashews, do you split them in half with your
No.
teeth?
No.
Oh, see, I do that with the
The
almonds.
problem is I have to be careful because I have that face mask on, so I have to like
Drop them in,
a pelican.
baby bird.
Hold
And,
on.
and usually I look both ways to make sure there's nothing coming because it's a pretty abrupt movement.
Exaggerated.
So you're doing
movement.
that like
Oh, dude, it's 100 at least.
300 times.
Yeah. So
That's
I gotta scan. Then I'll chew it. And then usually it gets in your teeth, so you gotta clear it out of your teeth. So every time I clear,
Right.
this takes a lot of the day up, to be honest with you guys. It's kind of how I do it. And then at the end, I eat that piece of cheese, and then I have
I've
a
gotten
drink.
that picture of cheese, picture of that cheese block 3 days in a row, saying cheese time.
That's the conclusion of lunch.
And I'm
It
like,
starts at about 10:30, 11, and it ends probably around 12.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
dang,
No, it's,
that's
it's good.
exaggerated.
And then after that, I feel pretty good for a while.
Yeah.
I still don't think I'm going to see anything, but I feel good. And that's about the warmest part of the day, too. So it's like, all right, this is nice.
See, that's why I wait until 11 to eat, is because it's the warmest part of the day. Like
Yeah.
that 11 to 2, because I know I'm going to get colder when I eat. And I don't want to eat earlier
okay.
or later because I'm
Gotcha.
going to get cold when I'm burning those calories trying to digest.
It was
I,
freaking cold today.
I was wearing a fanny pack the other day when I killed my buck. I had brought a bunch of peanut butter balls.
Oh.
Kind of like similar to
I
that.
remember.
brought us
I
some.
remember you bringing like a bowl of or a bag of protein balls.
Yeah.
a frame
The
pack.
night
It
sound like
before,
you
so I
brought a
feed you some
kitchen
of
out.
those.
Dude, I swear to God, the kid brings the whole kitchen with him.
I
It's
like to eat.
unbelievable.
Why?
He's a growing boy.
Yeah, just let me.
I guess.
Just let me enjoy it.
Corey, what did you bring to the tree today?
I had a pizza from 2 nights ago that I stuffed in my pack.
Nice.
And I
like
actually,
that.
this gets
That's
better.
rugged.
So I pulled it out. I was excited because I had been starving myself all morning. Kind of like you. I'm
What
like, I'm going
time?
to wait till the middle of the day. Was right before I texted you. It was like 11 o'clock or
pretty good.
11:50.
It's pretty good.
Right before you ghosted,
So I pulled
we
it
were
up.
worried about you. But anyway.
Yeah, right,
Moving
right.
on.
So
He didn't sit as long, though, because he made a move.
Oh,
yeah, I shifted over.
you lucky duck.
So I take a bite of the pizza. I forgot to tell you this. That's when that dough came in.
Yeah.
I go to set it down on the tree stand,
Oh,
and it misses the seat.
Oh, no.
It falls all the way to the ground. So now I have her out in front of me, and I'm like, and she
And my
works off. I'm
pizza's on
like,
the
I'm
ground.
texting you. Then the buck comes in, and I'm like, I can't get down and get this. So I just stare at it for hours as I'm up in the tree. I'm like,
Was that all
I'm
you
so
had?
hungry.
You
That's all
had
I
to have gotten it.
That's all I
You
had.
had to have.
I did. I got down at like
Yeah, okay.
2:30 and got. I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
wait any longer. Yeah. I'm like, they're in here right now. I don't want to mess anything up, but I'm so hungry.
Do I climb down with my gun?
I
do
did
I
too.
do?
I put it, I slung it. And I'm like, I'm not leaving the gun in the tree. I'm not doing it.
I will not be there without my
yeah.
gun.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was a painful 2.5 hours.
God
yeah,
dang.
yeah.
Is that all you brought?
That's all I brought today.
man.
I
One
fast
slice.
quite a bit though, honestly, so I'm kind of.
I usually do, but I'm telling you that this eating something in the middle of the day really.
You got to
Yeah.
keep
It
morale
helps.
up,
Yeah,
Well,
especially when you're not
That's
seeing
the thing
a
you don't realize though is you burn a ton of calories sitting.
I
all
felt
day.
it last night.
You
yeah.
burn a ton of calories. You don't
When you're-
realize
when you're
it.
cold,
Oh my
yeah.
God, because you can have the
twice
best,
as much.
You can have the best gear, and you're like comfortable, but your body is still working to keep you warm. You got to produce all that heat.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like the clothing's producing the heat. It isn't. It's your
Right.
body, and you burn it. I mean, you got to eat. Like
Yeah, I got to get better about that. Tomorrow, I actually bought some tonight. I got some gas station salami
There you
and cheese, so yeah, I'll be good to go.
perfect.
I got
Yeah.
some pepperoni and goldfish if you need it.
I always,
Okay.
when it's cold, I always forget to drink water if I'm sitting.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And
That is another big thing.
electrolytes.
That's why I just
I did bring
Finish
that
that
today. Yep.
I do
no, it's
that.
important.
Yeah. It'll be like,
I swear to God, Wyatt sat there the last every day I've sat with him. He don't think he doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, he doesn't pee, he doesn't move. And I'm just like,
Really?
yeah.
Henry,
Unless I just don't notice it, but
has he been sleeping here or going home?
he's
Going home.
been driving.
Okay.
I think he's been doing a lot of driving. I don't know why. I think he's staying. I think he's had it. and He's gonna stay here tomorrow. But
yeah. Henry
he had
Henry
to go
did the
home
same
for a
thing.
couple times.
Yeah.
He didn't eat.
Saturday. I look
Didn't
back
even
at him. I'm like, dude, you eat or drink? He's like, no.
All day.
I'm like, you want some food? No, I'm good, man. I'm like, all right. I don't think it's a good chance. Yeah,
I would've taken
Matt
a whole bag
or
of
Chris or fucking anybody else would have been like, what snacks you got? I would have been like,
Chris brings a lot.
I would have
of
been
stuff
like
to the
none.
tree, too.
Yeah, and
He tried bringing a giant thermos with him the other day. Thank God he forgot in my truck. I wouldn't have tolerated
He's
that.
going to hike
It
that
was-
thing up the mountain.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
it's this mega Stanley thing. He probably
Yeah.
had it filled with like chicken noodle soup or something.
sounds good, but
Probably.
you can't be. That's a little too much. I
Yeah.
feel like it's got to be like fast so you can put it down and like, what are you gonna do with a freaking firm?
Yeah, I get it
That's-
if you're like sitting in a box blind or something. You can bring that with you and be comfortable.
No,
but
there's no
Maybe.
reason for that.
Maybe.
Like,
But,
give
like-
me like 24
It's gotta-
pieces
so
of pepperoni
the other thing I do is I open
and
this
a bag
top.
of salami.
I open this top. I put it in my pack, and it's like here, and so I can like.
yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
holding it.
Here's
I don't like your idea.
dude, my idea. I put it in the top of my Fanatic vest pouch, so I can just
Your little kangaroo pouch.
I kangaroo that.
Yeah, but what if like you have? I don't
Do
know.
you just Do you just dump the Cheez-Its right or the?
No, he puts the
the
bag.
I
in
put
the-
I
Goldfish right
put
in
the
there?
bag in there like that, and I put the pepperoni on top of
Okay.
it, and then it's a pepperoni.
See, I just like it
pour
there.
per
So then it's
five
like
So you have like
goldfish.
a charcuterie going.
'Cause
on.
I
Yeah,
can, like,
I got a
I can, like,
charcuterie board
reach back.
in my pouch.
Yeah.
See, I do that, but then I don't like that much movement. I can keep it in front of me.
I think you need to add an apple to that. Complete your.
No, I don't eat mason jars in the winter. Like that's just
Frozen
stupid.
apples.
God, that's gross. My
Only
water
candied
today
onions.
was candied onions. That's a good one, guys. Make candied apples for your buddies, except one of them's a candied onion
All right.
or caramel onion.
We have anything else to talk about before sleep? That's the last thing. Is you gonna go to sleep?
Frozen water sucks.
Mine was
Your
icy
water
today.
froze today?
My water and my Gatorade. I brought a Gatorade Zero. It was like a slushy.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta
That sucked.
hockey tape your thing
I
so
know.
it stays insulated.
I know.
Yep.
Not there.
And
All right,
quiet.
bedtime?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow's the day.
Maybe tomorrow's the day.
No, tomorrow is the day.
Keep grinding.
because Eli's here, and every time I switch camera guys, after grinding it out with one, we kill one.
There's always 4-pointers to track. Just remember that.
Oh shit!
There is that.
Oh shit!
You might be ousted. I'm going with the 4-point killer kid.
All right. Thanks for joining us in RUT camp, and listening to us
Ramble with
about
scrambled eggs.
how to make it through this mentally trying time. We'll see you on the next one.